Hi, I have in front of me here a high definition 960H PTZ camera. Basically the important specifications on this camera are that it has a zoom factor of 30, it's night vision of 150 meters, and of course it's controllable in terms of directly from the DVR or to a joystick, etc. Through its pan, tilt and zoom actions. Okay, so it comes just in this outer box which you can see here, and the camera itself then is inside is wrapped in this bubble that you can see here, and the idea is to keep it secure and safe during transportation. It's a very high-end, high-cost camera. This is an overview video here. There's a lot of technical information in terms of setting this up and how to, if you had multiple cameras set up and a thing, how you handle that. The reason we're not going to cover in this video is this is a replacement camera, just a higher resolution one of a previous PTZ from the same manufacturer, and you can actually just go and the other videos from the previous camera will be embedded out, and the procedures are exactly the same. So let's come along and look at exactly what we get in the box. So the first thing we get here is we have a power unit, which you can see here, and it's 5 volts, it's 12 volts, 5 amps. The camera itself, we have the bracket here which we would use for mounting it onto a plate or a wall. We have a user manual which we can see here, gives all the specifications and talks about the different setups on the PTZ. We have a set of screws here which we'd actually use if we're mounting this bracket onto the base of the camera. So this is just slide down over here and we just have it mounted like that, and we lock it into position using these screws here. And finally we have a set of gloves here, and the idea here is if we're going anywhere near the lens, etc., we'd use these gloves here so they not to smudge the lens itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear a little bit of space here in terms of the user manual, etc., all out of the way, and the gloves, etc. And we'll come along and we'll just look at the main feature itself then. So in terms of the cable that comes with a PTZ, most cameras have 2 outputs on it, 2 cables coming in. This of course will have 3. We have the first thing here, the 2.1mm power socket, which is the power feeding in the 12 volts, 5 amps. We have the B&C here, which is running a picture from here back to your DVR. To get the full high definition picture in this, you of course should be using it with a H960 DVR as well, which is becoming more and more popular. And what we have here is a data. This is for actually controlling the camera itself. So you can wire that back to either a joystick or directly back to a DVR where you'll be wiring it through. Okay. So let's just come along then, and what we'll do here at this point is I need to be very careful when I'm doing this, simply because when I power this on, what's going to happen is the camera will try to spin and things like that, and we don't want it to roll off the table. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect this in. I'm not going to connect the data on this simply because, as I said earlier, this is covered in earlier videos. But I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see this part at this point here. So you can see the very powerful LEDs we use on it. And we can see the lens here in the center, and if you come along there we can just see the actual specifications on the camera itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point in time then is I'm actually just going to come along and I'm just going to insert the power here. So I'm just going to get my assistant to step in if you can. Yep, just hold that for a second there, just off camera. Just to do security when we're connecting the power. Right, so I'll just have to go into housing here. We'll see the thing comes up here, all the rest of it. So obviously it's not really set up for being used in such a small area such as here, but it's the addressable nature of this means that we have multiple PTZ set up on a single DVR. But obviously the normal on this, I'm just going to power this off now, simply because it's so tricky to hold. So I'm just going to hold it again there. So you can see the general idea on it. It's hard to give a demonstration of this. Maybe what we'll do at a later point is add a video in this actually covering a whole yard, something like that. But the range on it's absolutely extraordinary. If we look around here, we'll actually see that there's a PTZ for the addressability address here. If we take off this cover, we can actually look in, and there'll be a series of switches where we can actually set the address to this. So we can reference this one, this PTZ rather than another one. But this will be set up by default to work with it, work directly off the DVR and be controlled from that. And simply because most setups will only have one PTZ on it, that means that probably 90% of people who buy this won't really need to know anything about the addressability on it. But In terms of, I would say, some great features on it, as is mentioned, it has the 150 meter IR on it, but it also has a number plate recognition from 50 meters away. So it just means if you're setting it up, covering a yard or a road, something like that, you can be snapping the shots and you'll be able to pick up the number plates from it at a later point. So very, very high end. The cost on this compared to the previous one is only marginally higher, but in terms of what it'll do for you, far, far higher. The great thing about the development, we'll say, of H9 or 960H technology is that it allows people, we'll say, who want to get sort of the IP type of high definition resolutions, start achieving that while still keeping the analog technology. So you can have a mix of lower spec analog cameras, and this one mix all running off a single DVR. So that's it anyway, an overview of the high definition 960 30 zoom 150 meter PTZ camera.